Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. In the first story, we tell you about a petty thief who did a good thing without realizing it. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Shoplift my merchandise? I'm stealing your stuff instead. I make chainmail jewelry on the side, and yesterday I was peddling my wares at a local holiday craft show. It was pretty busy, lots of families with children. At one point, a trio of boys came to my table and were touching everything, trying things on, and being generally the worst window shoppers ever. I'm always suspicious of overly enamored window shoppers, so I was watching the three of them like a hawk. Then I saw it. The middle one was a swiper. He would reach for something on the far side of the table and made sure that he drew his sleeve back low enough to slide things off the front of the table. In this case, he was trying to swipe items into a bag he'd placed on the floor. I was about to bust him when his friend came over and told him he had to see something amazing. He dropped what was in his hand back on the table and ran off, except he forgot to take his drop bag and jacket from the floor. I scooped them up, pulled 2 bracelets, $45 worth, out of the bag, and stuck the rest behind my table. He returned at one point looking for his stuff, but didn't ask about it. I ended up getting both stolen items back, plus a goodie bag full of candy and $12 in cash. I pocketed the money, ate the candy, and donated the jacket to Goodwill. They say 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I think they're wrong sometimes. And our second story. I warned you about the Siren. So I worked in security a while back, still do, but different company, and I was in a control room. We were getting moved to a new and improved control room that was bigger, had climate control, and most importantly, a bathroom with a vent. Praise the gods. There was one issue, though. In this control room right next to the desks was a fire siren and strobe light. Now, granted, it's extremely important that we know if and when there's a fire, but putting it 3 feet from my left ear is probably a bad idea. During a fire, we use our walkie-talkies to communicate with the client's management, other security personnel, and the fire department what's going on. So having a blaring siren within arm's reach of the walkie-talkie station is probably what some would consider a bad idea. So I emailed my boss and the client's boss about this, saying that it could cause some real issues dealing with the walkie-talkie during a siren, and there is a siren in the hall behind us that we can definitely hear as well. We can't remove or silence it without breaking fire code, was all I'd get back. Whatever. Fast forward to our first drill. We count down the time until the drill. 3, 2, 1, go. And a deafening siren fills my left ear. We try to fight through it, but it's giving me a migraine and making it impossible to focus. Radio conversations are scattered, and we're having a lot of trouble hearing and confirming cleared floors, blah, blah, blah. The drill ends and we throw together our timeline. Yeah, not good. Took way longer than it should have, so we get talked to about what we could have done differently, and I bring up that it's hard to hear the radio with the siren going off, and it's even harder having to repeat myself or have someone repeat what they just said because I couldn't hear them. Nope, too bad. Fine. If that's how you want to play, then play ball. 6 months later, time to do another alarm. They do 2 annually, even though only 1 is required. I tell my coworker that I'm doing the radio and he'll do the timeline and monitor alarms. I also tell him a bit of a secret. I'm only going to call out the commands during the time the siren is blaring. He loves it, and we get ready. 3, 2, 1, mark. It starts blazing in my ear, a loud buzzing alarm with a 1 to 2 second break between noises. So I get the timing after 2 or so, and when the next siren goes off, I say, commence fire drill. 10-9, which means repeat last transmission. I wait until the next siren. Commence fire drill. They must have figured it out by this point because I didn't hear anything back. When they'd clear a floor, I'd wait until a siren blared and repeat, copy, 1 clear, copy, 2 clear, etc. After several 10-9s, they give up on asking for clarification and move on. Due to the siren, I missed 2 floor calls, but refuse to ask about them until it's all over. I hear the call from the client, all personnel have cleared the building and all floors cleared. I wait till a break. What about 5 and 9? We cleared those earlier, didn't you hear them? Negative, I need those floors cleared. So they have to go all the way back up using the stairs because even though it's a drill, we aren't allowed to use elevators to move around. Floor 9 is cleared, I hear him call. I wait till a siren and say, copy, 5 clear. Same goes for 9. When it's over, the client comes into our room and says, what the F is going on? I couldn't hear anything you were saying. I responded, what do you mean? I called out all the copies. Was there some kind of interference? No, that effing siren made it impossible to hear you. Good thing this was a drill and not the real thing, huh? He then put 2 and 2 together. The thing is, I did my job. I did exactly what I was supposed to do during a fire drill, operate the radio, and confirm cleared floors. If I can't hear them or they can't hear me, I can repeat if needed. When I left that place a year or so later, the siren was disabled and it was just a strobe, which is what we wanted in the first place. And our last story. Give me my old job back and give me more money. I just got a job after leaving school so I could get some experience before going to university the next year. I wanted to do computer science, so I'd managed to get a sort of apprenticeship at a software development company. It didn't pay well, but it was exactly the sort of experience that would help me get a job once I left university, so I was happy. When I turned up, I was put in a team of 4. Supervisor was great, but had already handed his notice in when I started, so I only saw him for 3 weeks. The other 2 people on the team were junior developers. One was clearly passing through this job on a way to greater things. Then there was Jack. He started off okay, as far as I could tell, but me being only 18 at the time, didn't really notice that he kept giving me bits of his work to do. I was just happy to have a job doing something I loved. Apart from that, he was friendly enough and fairly competent. A month or 2 after me starting, Jack started turning up a bit late, leaving early, and having long lunches. Not my problem. I'm by far the junior, so it's not my place to say anything. I also noticed he installed several games on his work PC and spends most of his time playing those instead of working. Bear in mind he was earning something like 5 times my salary and was about 10 years older than me. I get asked by the big boss about his timekeeping and make some vague comment about me not keeping track, but that he doesn't seem to put in the same hours as the rest of us, but maybe he puts in extra work at home or on weekends. I don't think much of it. A couple weeks later, he's given a time card and told he has to clock in and out every day in the call center. Normally, the developers are left to come and go of their own accord. Only the call center workers have to actually clock in and out. This annoys Jack, and he spends the next few months complaining bitterly about not only the clocking in, but pretty much every other aspect of his job and how he's being treated so badly by management. I just keep my head down and ignore him for the most part. Around this time, the other junior developer announced he'd got a job as a senior developer in a games company. The next day, Jack storms into our office complaining bitterly that our boss won't give him a pay raise, even though other junior developers leaving and will be left with more work to do. I think to myself, dude, if anyone should get a pay raise, it should be me, given I do half your work anyway. But still keep my mouth shut. I've only got a few months left, so I figure I'd just as well ride it out until I left. About 2 months before I'm due to leave, Jack comes bounding into the office, announcing that he's got a new job and is going to leave and give the MD a piece of his mind. About 30 minutes later, management come in and pack up all his personal stuff into boxes. Apparently, they'd been wanting to get rid of him for some time, can't think why, and they jumped at this chance. Now this leaves the team I'm on as, well, me, the gap year apprentice. Writing and supporting software with millions of users worldwide, it's now starting to look like this might not have been the great learning opportunity I'd expected, and maybe, just maybe, I'd been taken for a ride a bit. I mentioned that it might be an idea to hire someone else before I leave so I can do some sort of handover. I get told to stop development and start documenting all the code. It's a huge job, but I do my best. About a month before I leave, they hire 2 young programmers who are really enthusiastic and get up to speed really quickly, so against all odds, the handover actually went pretty well. 1 week before I leave, I see Jack outside our building. Me. Hey, Jack, what are you doing here? Jack. I've come back to my old job. It looks like my key fob's broken, though. Can you let me in? Me. Right. No one told me, but welcome back. I'm not meant to let anyone in. Hold on, I'll call the boss. Me. Boss, Jack is outside and his fob's not working. Should I let him in? Boss. Wait there. I'm coming down. Me. The boss is coming down to meet you. He'll be just a minute. Awkward silence. Boss arrives. Boss. What are you doing here? You got a new job. Jack. I left that job, so I've come back here for my old job. Boss. Doesn't work like that. We're hiring, though, so if you want to interview, I could actually fit you in now if you'd like. Jack. Why would I need to interview? You can just give me my old job back. Boss. It's not open anymore, but as I say, I can fit you in for an interview for another position. I have to warn you, though, it's not as well paid as your old position, though. Jack. Look, I already know how to do the work, and I can start right away. I'm not working for less than you used to pay me. You need to make me a better offer. I don't need to do anything of the sort. I've offered you an interview for a different position that's open. Take it or leave it. I'm not interviewing for a job I was already doing. Just give me my old job back. Okay, I think we're done here. Please get off the premises and don't come back. Jack walking away. F you! You'll be sorry. Boss under his breath. Boss under his breath. I don't think so somehow. Then to me, can I get the door for you? And by the way, come and have a chat later. I've been meaning to talk to you about whether you'd like to come back during the holidays. In the end, I ended up going back on consultant wages every university break and making enough to put me through uni. Never heard from Jack again. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.